Hello, I'm Celine, and I'm from Greece. Please like and subscribe. As I grew up, my parents realized something was different about me. I was very gullible. One day, I was playing in the field with my neighbor, Cleo.
Hey, Celine, did you know if you cover your face in flour, you can fly?
Really? I want to try. Daddy, look!
Celine, no!
The girl who had tricked me laughed with tears rolling down her eyes at my stupidity.
That wasn't very nice of her.
Don't pay her any mind, Celine. Sometimes in this world, people will try to trick you and take advantage of you. But it's up to you to decide who you can trust and who you can't trust.
I can trust you, Dad.
Of course you can, my darling.
The next day, I was walking to school when I spotted the same girl walking ahead of me. Suddenly, there was the loud sound of thunder, except it wasn't cloudy.
Watch out! The bulls are loose!
People started screaming and running as the trampede surged towards us. I managed to hide beneath the cart, but the girl was frozen with fear. I didn't hesitate. I quickly ran over and shoved her out of the way, just in time.
You saved my life, even after I was so mean to you. I'm so sorry for how I've treated you.
That's okay. We can be friends now. I'm Celine.
I'm Cleo.
Ever since that day, we became inseparable, and life was great. Until one day, my whole world turned upside down. I was 16 years old, and I was just returning home from school.
Dad, I'm home.
Dad had fainted on the floor, and I immediately rushed him to the doctor, and they said he was in a coma from working too much. His body just couldn't take the exhaustion anymore.
And unfortunately, there is no cure.
I was devastated. Months passed, and Dad still hadn't woken up from his coma. My Aunt Petunia moved in with me to help care for me while my dad was in a coma, but she was the most annoying person on the planet. One time, she picked me up from school and started insulting me in front of everyone.
Seriously, Celine, where is your sense of style?
You can't speak to your niece like that.
I'll speak to her however I like. Come on, Celine. Or should I say, Selame?
Shut up!
The whole class laughed at me as we left. I told Aunt Petunia I would walk home from school alone after that, but she'd still dealt her damage. Cleo often came and had dinner with us to keep me company, and one night, I just couldn't take it anymore.
Celine, pass the salt. Come on, slow coach.
That's it!
Celine, sit down.
I'm gonna go find a cure for Dad.
How do you expect to do that? You heard the doctor. There's no cure.
Not if I have anything to do with it. And just like that, I packed my things and stormed out of the house.
Celine, wait!
Let her go. She's just being a drama queen.
I had been walking for a few hours now, and I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Suddenly, I heard a sound behind me. Who's there? Show yourself! I have a weapon! The shadow stepped closer and closer. I wasn't just gonna stand there and get murdered, so I swung the broom at his head.
Oh, it's me, Cleo.
Cleo! Why did you scare me like that? And what are you doing here?
I'm coming with you.
No, it's dangerous.
You can't stop me.
I knew I could always count on you. We made our way to the nearest town, and at first we were clueless on what to do. But then, I spotted a sign to a magic healer stall. Come on, this is it!
Celine, wait.
I dragged her down to the stall, and at first it looked empty. Hello?
Maybe they went to get lunch?
I noticed a small bell, so I rang it, and suddenly from behind the stall, a boy appeared with facial features like a Greek god.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Adrian, the ancient healer of the gods. You may call me Adrian for short.
Oh, great ancient healer, sir. Please, my father is sick, and I need something that will cure his coma.
I know just what you need.
Really?
Really?
Really. It is called Zeus's serum. Behold.
Ooh.
One sip and your
Father.
father will be completely healed.
Amazing. How much?
For such a beauty as you, 100 gold coins.
100? You gotta be kidding me.
I don't have that much.
Okay then. Well, in exchange for the serum, I ask you for one simple thing. You go to the ball with me.
What? Why me?
You're beautiful.
How do we know this serum thing is real?
I thought you'd ask that. Hey you, lady.
Me?
Come take a sip of this serum. It'll probably cure that cold of yours.
Okay.
The lady took a sip, and suddenly she looked at Adrian in awe.
My cold, it's gone.
See?
You got yourself a deal, mister.
Celine?
Adrian told me I had to go to the ball with him first before he gave me Zeus's serum, so I agreed to meet him the next evening. Cleo wasn't happy about it at all, but I told her I had to do this. For my dad. Besides, you saw how the serum healed that sick woman. It has to be real.
I guess just be careful.
Don't you worry about me. We soon left the store, but as we were walking home, I heard a strange sound, like a cat meowing.
Yow!
Do you hear that? I think that cat's in trouble.
Celine, what are you? Celine!
I ran toward the sounds of the cat, but what I found in the alley was the last thing I expected. Who are you? Were you meowing?
Gross!
Relax, ladies. I just need to get your attention.
Why?
You can't trust Adrian.
Who was this guy, and how did he know Adrian? Adrian is a magic healer, and he's going to save my father.
No, he isn't. He...
Before he could say another word, I bade him goodbye, grabbed Cleo, and left him alone to meow at himself. The next evening, I stood in the ballroom and searched for Adrian. Had he stood me up? But then, from the crowd, a familiar, handsome face appeared.
Celine, you look amazing. Thank you for coming.
Thanks! And of course I came. I want to save my dad.
Yes.
Adrian led me out to the dance floor, and we slow danced for a while. I noticed all the other girls were staring daggers at me and fawning at Adrian, but I couldn't care less about Adrian. I was here for my father.
Adrian!
What the?
Let me handle this.
Be careful, Adrian. That's the creepy cat guy.
Creepy cat.
And then out of nowhere, the guy tackled Adrian to the ground.
You need to stop this, Adrian.
Get off of me!
Adrian! I searched frantically for something to help him with, and then I spotted a bowl of punch. I grabbed it and poured it all over the guy. Get away from me, Adrian!
But...
Security!
Security arrived and took the creepy guy away. I helped clean Adrian up. Who was that?
That is my brother.
What? How is he related to you?
We both grew up with a father that taught us magic of healing, a power like that of the gods. Unlike me, my brother took the dark path of evil, and now he wants to steal my recipes for himself.
That's terrible. At that moment, I was really glad I found the right brother.
Listen, do you want to go outside for some fresh air?
Sure. Adrian led me outside into the cool night air, and I looked up at the full moon.
Celine.
When I turned to face Adrian again, I was disgusted to see him leaning in with his puckered lips. Ew, gross!
What? Any girl would die to kiss me.
Oh yeah? Well, I'm not just any girl. Now I did what you asked. I went to the ball with you. Now give me Zeus's serum.
You want the serum? Fine. Good luck.
I bolted from the ball and ran out into the street. I was feeling a little overwhelmed by everything that had just happened. People were staring at me in my dress, and one of them grabbed my shoulder. Leave me alone! Oh, Cleo! Look, I got it!
That's great, Celine.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry
For what?
for this.
And just like that, she threw dirt in my eyes and grabbed Zeus's serum from me. No! Stop! How could you? I wiped the dirt out of my eyes and looked around, but she had vanished. How could my own best friend betray me like that? I decided I had to go straight home. Maybe she was hiding in her house. When I arrived, I burst into her room. Cleo, you jerk! I'm gonna... But then I froze. Cleo was sitting beside a bed, and on that bed was her sister, fast asleep. Or so I thought.
I'm so sorry, Celine. I had to do it. My sister was sick and I needed that serum to save her, but it didn't even work.
It didn't? After everything, I still couldn't save my father. I was about to break down on the spot when a face appeared at the window.
Hey guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
Then the guy climbed inside, as if climbing into people's homes was something he did every day. You're the creepy cat guy!
Yeah, please don't call me that. Look, I tried to warn you guys. I tried to warn you at the ball. You can't trust Adrian. The serum is a fake. It's just a bottle full of water. Adrian is my brother, and he does this all the time. He's a trickster.
I can't believe it.
That dimwad!
So, you're not a crazy cat dude?
No, I'm not. Unlike my brother, I went down the righteous path and I became a healer.
He told us the opposite.
You can't trust one word that comes out of my brother's mouth.
So my father, Cleo's sister, they have no hope?
I didn't say that. I know how to save your father and sister.
Really? Wait, this isn't a trick, right?
No, it's not. You can trust me.
I suddenly remembered what my father had said to me so many years ago.
Sometimes in this world, people will try to trick you and take advantage of you. But it's up to you to decide who you can trust and who you can't trust.
I looked into Basil's eyes, and I knew he was someone I could trust. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you!
It's nothing.
Overnight, Basil worked on some kind of medicine concoction, and finally, he was done.
Celine, your father should go first. It's the least I can do.
I nodded and fed my dad a sip of the medicine. We waited for what seemed like eons until finally, miraculously, my father awoke.
Ooh, where am I?
Dad!
Make sure he eats and drinks enough water and...
Thank you. Seriously, Basil, you're amazing.
Oh,
Suddenly, the door opened and Aunt Petunia arrived.
Celine, you're back? Who is this? What is going on? You're awake?
Yes, he is. So you can leave now. You've been nothing but horrid to me this whole time.
She has?
My brother, don't believe what she says.
She's my daughter, and I trust her a whole lot more than I trust you.
Thankfully, Dad kicked her out immediately. I hoped that was the last time I'd see my awful Aunt Petunia. Cleo's sister was healed too, and it seemed like it was the end of our adventure. But not just yet.
I'm so sorry for what I did, Celine. Will you forgive me?
Of course I will. I understand family is important too.
Besties?
Besties. And now we have one more thing to do.
Step right up, folks. This anti-aging cream is 100% real. Lose 20 years off your skin in just seconds.
Are you Adrian, the ancient healer of the gods?
That's me.
We removed our disguises and I leapt onto the stall. Attention, all villagers! This is Adrian, and he is a trickster! The only true thing about his products is that they're fake! Cleo, my bucket, please!
But of course.
We each grabbed our buckets, one with feathers, one with slime Basil helped us make.
No, wait. Please. I beg of you, don't.
If you say sorry, we won't do it.
I'm sorry.
I looked at Cleo, and we nodded. Then together, we dumped the bucket's contents all over Adrian and his stupid, handsome face.
Oh.
Who's the gullible one now?
Hey, stop! That's my car! I ran towards the two men towing my car from my school parking lot. As soon as I got to them, I shoved one of them.
Hey, relax. We're here to deliver your new car and take this one.
I stared at him in confusion until he pointed to a brand new sports car with a red ribbon. A Lamborghini? Oh yeah, baby! Hello, I'm Nate, and I live in the luxurious Upper East Side in New York. Please like and subscribe. Growing up, my sister Lily and I had everything except a mother, who abandoned us when we were very young. After she left, Dad immersed himself into his job, and in just a few years, he became one of the wealthiest men in the city. We barely saw him, but we did see his money. He bought us whatever we wanted, from the latest designer clothes to the latest gadgets, which made me popular at school.
Dude, is that the latest iPhone? Where did you buy it? They're not even in stores yet.
Oh, my dad spoke to Apple, and they made a custom one for me. I loved the look on their faces when they realized just how rich I was. By the time I was in high school, Lily and I were pretty much living on our own. That meant we got into a lot of trouble, but Dad always bought our way out. Until one day, when Lily used his credit card to buy dozens of designer clothes and hand them out to homeless people. When he got a call from the bank, he came home immediately.
What were you thinking?
Chill, Dad. I was only doing some charity work. Something you should do more of.
You're grounded for a month and I'm taking all your credit cards.
Fine. At least I got you to come home.
She stormed into her room and slammed the door.
What happened to my sweet little girl?
Dad looked so sad. But what did he expect when he was always gone? On my 18th birthday, for instance, he surprised me with a brand new sports car. I mean, it was a pretty cool gift, but he wasn't there to celebrate with me. Inside the new car was an envelope, and in it was a birthday card and a black credit card.
Dear son, you only turn 18 once. Please use the card to have some fun with your friends. Oh, and I hope you like the color I chose for the car. If not, let me know and I'll send another one.
The card wasn't even in his handwriting. I'm sure he had his assistant write it.
Nice ride. Does it come with good looks?
I looked up to see my arch nemesis Brody with his foot on the hood of my car. I heard a laugh and I turned in shock to find my own girlfriend Maya laughing at Brody's joke. Seriously, Maya?
What? It was funny.
Sometimes I wondered why I was still dating her. I revved the engine, but Brody didn't budge. Move.
Or what? Instead of trying to run me over, let's go to the racetrack and see if your little toy has any power to beat me. Unless you're afraid to lose.
Ever since I caught Brody cheating in a math test, and I reported him, he hated my guts, and he did everything he could to agitate me, including flirting with Maya, who seemed to enjoy it. Sometimes I wondered if she really cared about me at all. That's the problem with being rich. You never know who genuinely likes you. Right after Brody's taunt, Maya started to chant, and everyone else joined in.
Race, race, race.
I'll never lose to you, and that junk you call a car. Let's give the people what they want.
See you at the racetrack.
A few minutes later, Brody and I were squared off at the racetrack, while our friends cheered wildly. I gripped my wheel and revved my engine. Brody and I exchanged cold looks, then we were off. Brody's car was obviously not a match for mine, so in just a few seconds he was trailing me. I checked the rearview mirror to see how far behind he was, but that was a mistake. Because next thing I knew, I was veering off the track and right into a ditch, while Brody sped off to an easy win. I was so enraged that I jumped out of my car and started kicking it in frustration. Ugh! Stupid, stupid car! Brody laughed in my face, so I punched him and he fell. He got up and charged at me, but our friends held him back. I then walked home, leaving the car behind for the insurance company to pick up and fix. As months passed, Dad became even busier and hardly noticed mine and Lily's bad behavior and extravagance. Since he took away Lily's credit cards, she got into more trouble by shoplifting and fighting at school, while I indulged in more car races, crashing multiple times and incurring huge repair bills. I even took out a page of Lily's book by literally making it rain dollar bills in the streets of New York for people to scramble for. I was living without a care in the world and spending money like I had a bottomless vault of it. However, that all changed when one day Maya and I got to my house to find mountains of stuff out on our front lawn.
Oh my god, are you being robbed?
Just then, Lily shouted from my bedroom window.
Nate, come in here.
She sounded panicked, so I took the stairs two at a time, and I found her in tears.
They took everything.
Who's they?
Some scary men. Dad's talking to them downstairs.
I ran out looking for Dad and found him talking to some men in dark suits and even darker sunglasses. Dad, what's going on?
I'm sorry, son. We've lost everything. These are debt collectors, and they're here to auction our property, including the mansion.
What? I could hardly breathe at this point. Just then, an auctioneer's announcement caught my attention.
The next item is the latest Lamborghini model. We will start the bid at $200,000. Do I hear 205? 250. Do I hear 255?
After a while, he banged his gavel.
Sold to the gentleman in red.
This was starting to feel like a bad dream. Not only had my car been sold right before my eyes, it had been sold to Brody.
Don't worry, I'll take good care of it.
Whatever, dude. Come on, Maya. Get out of the car. I opened the passenger door, but Maya didn't move.
Actually, I don't want to be your girlfriend now that you're poor. I'll date Brody now.
Oh, wow. Talk about a slap in the face. Leave, both of you. Brody laughed as he jumped into the driver's seat.
Guess you've finally lost everything to me.
I couldn't believe Maya had just dumped me like that. But I guess it was really good riddance. She had been a horrible girlfriend. A very long and tiring bus ride later, we arrived at our lake house. Only, it wasn't a lake house anymore. It was a restaurant. Dad, what?
I'm so sorry, kids. I sold the lake house to a friend, but she's agreed to let us stay in the garage.
Please say you're joking. There's no way I'm living there.
You won't. You'll go live with Mrs. Brock and her family.
I left Dad and Lily arguing and walked into the musty room. There's barely anything in here.
You'll get used to it.
The room was smaller than my bedroom. And this was supposed to be what? Our whole house? The next morning, Dad took me to the side of the lake that I'd never been to before. Why did you bring me here?
We'll be working here now.
I'm sorry, what?
We'll receive fish from the fishermen and sell it in the village.
As I stared at my dad, a girl jumped out of a boat, carrying a bucket full of fish. She dumped the fish near my feet and started washing them. I couldn't stand the smell, so I turned around and tried my best not to gag.
Wuss?
The girl started to laugh. I was about to say something mean when she stood up.
Hi, I'm Rose. Sorry I called you a wuss. I've just never seen anyone grow so pale at the sight of fish.
That's all right. Just not used to it. I'm Nate. I'm new here.
New? Then you must come to the bonfire tonight, and you can see our beautiful village under the stars.
After the couple of days that I'd had, that sounded perfect, so I agreed to go. Rose and I hung out a lot after that. I learned that she made and sold beautiful jewelry. I even started to ditch Dad's fish selling business just so I could watch her make jewelry. I was crushing hard. One afternoon, she showed up with a picnic basket and asked me to take a walk with her. She led me through dense bushes until we came to a suspension bridge. The steps were made from wooden planks tied together by ropes and suspended by even more ropes. Yeah, no thanks. Rose must have sensed my fear because she took my hand.
You'll be fine, I promise. Just trust me.
We crossed the shaky bridge and came to a clearing. A whooshing sound came from behind the trees. What's that sound?
It's a surprise. Wait here.
Rose disappeared behind the trees, and after a few minutes, she asked me to join her. And when I did, my heart almost stopped. She was wearing a bathing suit, and that's not all. She was standing on top of a waterfall, ready to jump into the clear pond below.
Hurry! Take off your shirt! Let's jump!
I took off my shirt and took her hand.
1, 2, 3.
I closed my eyes and we jumped, landing into the ice-cold water with a splash. Oh, that's cold! That was the best afternoon of my life. When we got back to the restaurant, I was shocked to see my car parked outside. I got so excited thinking that Dad had bought it back for me. I ran into the restaurant expecting to see him, only to find Brody and Maya sitting at a table. What are you doing here?
My mom said that you were a fisherman now, and we just had to come and see for ourselves.
I'm really not in the mood for any of your games, Brody. I took Rose's hand and turned to leave, but Maya stepped in front of us. She looked Rose up and down, like a predator sizing its prey.
Aren't you gonna introduce us to your girlfriend?
She's not,
Hi, I'm Rose, but I'm not Nate's girlfriend. Yet.
I almost swallowed my tongue. Did she mean she wanted to be my girlfriend?
Aw, she likes you, Nate. You could both be poured together. I mean, look at her cheap necklace.
I made this.
With what? Trash?
Maya reached out to touch the necklace, but Rose slapped her hand away. Rose was so angry, and so was I. Don't you touch her, and don't you dare insult her again. Her necklace might not be expensive like yours, but she made it herself and it's beautiful. At least she's not a gold digger like you. Maya rolled her eyes and turned to Brody.
Whatever. Let's get out of here.
Rose, I'm so sorry.
Who are they?
She was close to tears, and I hated Maya and Brody for hurting her. My heart was pounding so fast as I stood close to her and leaned my forehead to hers. I wanted to kiss her so badly, and I was just about to, but suddenly Dad burst in looking breathless and pale. I stepped away from a blushing Rose. Dad, are you okay?
It's Lily. She's missing. Her friends say they saw her go into the woods.
Why would she do that? It's so dangerous. We started a search and rescue mission, gathering all locals and some policemen. Hours later, we were almost giving up our search when we heard a noise behind some bushes. I ran towards the sound, hoping to see Lily, but let out a scream when I came face to face with a bear. I stepped back slowly, then turned and ran, as I shouted for Rose and the others to run too. Just then, Rose stumbled on a twig and fell. The bear was right on our heels, so I threw my torch towards it. And while it got distracted, I dragged Rose to her feet and we kept running until we caught up with Dad and his group. Bear! Dad ordered everyone to stand behind him, and we held our breath waiting for the bear to appear, but it never did.
I guess I got tired of chasing you.
A few meters from us, someone shouted that they had found Lily. We rushed and found her huddled under a tree, shivering and cold. Dad and I hugged her and sobbed in relief.
We were so worried about you, Lily.
I'm so sorry. I saw Maya and Brody at the restaurant, and I went to look for Nate so I could warn him, but I got lost.
I hugged her more than carried her out of the woods. This was turning out to be the craziest day of my life. Later at the hospital, the doctor assured us that Lily would be okay. I expected Dad to be happy, but when the doctor left, he started to sob uncontrollably.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
I sat next to him and rubbed his shoulder. No, it's not. Besides, Lily's fine now.
If I hadn't lied.
Lied about what?
Everything. We're not poor, Nate. The auction was staged.